Today on the show, fraud prevention. I'll be speaking with the executive director of Crime Stoppers Edmonton about fraud in this city and what you can do to protect yourself. And I'll also be speaking with the assistant communications director of Service Alberta on government programs to keep you and your identity safe.
And also on today's Help TV, we'll be speaking with a program called Wise Owls, a group that is passionate about protecting seniors from fraud. And nobody likes their identity to be stolen, so we have a member of the Edmonton Police Services here today to talk about how you can prevent that. Welcome to Help TV.
Welcome to the show. You know, this is a really scary topic in a lot of ways. I'm glad we get to help some people today. But have you ever felt that or have you ever experienced any kind of fraud or scam like that?
I haven't personally myself, but I know people who have fallen for the old email scam. I'm so-and-so from Africa, I need money, and I've actually sent money to them.
Wow.
Or even my own dad, you know, going down and traveling in South America, have his credit card stolen, rack up $25,000 on that. So, I mean, it happens all the time. I'm just knock on wood.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, it's funny with the credit cards because they don't even have to take your card. They can just take a swipe. I took a trip to Mexico a few years ago, got back, the credit card company phoned me up and said, well, you're not in Mexico now, are you? I said, no. I said, oh, okay, that's good because somebody just used your card to buy $3,000 worth of stuff at a department store. So fortunately, the credit card company didn't charge me. But.
Well, on the flip side, I've actually been on vacation and forgot to call the credit card company and tell them that I was going to be in a different country, and they cut off my credit card.
Oh, yikes.
So that's just a good tip that you should have too. Let your credit card company know if you're going away so they don't do that to you.
No kidding. Thanks.
Okay, well, I'd like to get to my guest, Bob Gauthier. He's with the Edmonton Police Services. Thanks for coming in today. So let's talk about the different forms of fraud that we're seeing in Canada.
There's every kind of scam that you can imagine, every kind of fraud that you can imagine is out there, from say the bookkeeper ripping off the company, or the counterfeit credit cards, the counterfeit checks, the identification theft, and fraud is so varied. Like you mentioned one earlier about the African letter scam that's been going on for absolutely years, and it still goes on now in electronic forms and still paper forms. Yeah,
and then sometimes I'm like, do people really fall for that? But I guess, I mean, it tugs on your heartstrings one day and you never really know. So is fraud on the rise in Canada, or is it on the decline?
I think from the information I have, yes, fraud's going up. Fraud is the easiest crime to do, and it's easiest because, first of all, there's so many different scams, the internet, the faceless society we live in, so nobody actually has to go to a bank and get a card anymore. They can just do everything on the internet. You can order things online. It's absolutely too easy.
Okay, well, let's talk about identity theft. What exactly is that?
Well, there is no real term for identity theft because it's all different variations. If your credit card number gets taken and used, is that really identity theft? Well, maybe it'd be a portion of it. But basically, it's like when somebody actually gets your personal information and uses it for their own financial gain and other reasons.
Okay. So who would be the target for these sorts of identity theft? Everybody, I guess?
Absolutely everybody. Anybody who's out there to be vulnerable, everybody can. From regular citizens and the things like you get mail delivered. Your mail's a good target for the bad guys. If you target your mail, you could probably get stuff to find out everything about you in the mail. You look at, because your credit card bills, credit card stuff. People leaving their wallets around and purses around on a regular basis in home places, in cars, in vehicles, in offices, that sort of stuff. So anybody who's got that stuff around in your vehicles, would you keep there? And once you leave that stuff around, bad guys used to break into your car and want your stereo. Nobody wants your stereo anymore. They want
to know where you live.
Your identification, your papers, your personal information. That's what they're looking for.
Your garage door opener, which is kind of scary too.
All the things, yes.
Yeah. So what happens to you if someone does steal your identification? What are you liable for? Are you liable for all the things that they're going to do? And for example, what if they commit a crime?
Well, that's why it's very important as a victim here to report it to the police. Whether it be just your credit card number stolen, always report it to the police. Because really you have to, at the end of the day, justify that the charges or things that in your name is being done is not you. Because really, if I steal your credit card number or I stole your identity, open up accounts, you have to fight with the credit card company and say it wasn't really me. So you should make a police report, go down, write a statement, and have all your documentation in there that it wasn't you who did it.
Well, it's scary because sometimes you don't even notice, so you get the bill a month later, or if you happen not to look at that bill, maybe 2 months later, and then sometimes you can't even get out of it. What was I going to ask you? Some tips for people so they can avoid this.
Well, the tips are really common sense stuff. If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. That's like those letter scams that keep coming on. If someone's going to give you money and they're going to give you free money and help them get money out of the thing, or the internet scams where they send you checks and say deposit this and send me the money back before it's cleared in your bank. Simple things like this. If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. Simple thing, don't carry your birth certificate or your SIN card with you. There's no need for those two documents, and we keep harping on that, and we still keep getting guys with this stuff. Two valuable pieces of information you can use to go open up accounts without ever having faces on them. Protect your wallets and your purses and your identification like it's cash. You wouldn't leave your purse full of money or your purse $100 sitting on the dashboard, but you'd leave your purse sitting there. Your purse is way more valuable because your credit card's got a better limit than $100.
Yeah, exactly.
Wallets, when you go work out, what do you do with your wallets? Do you leave them in the locker at the hockey rink or the gym? Well, no, you shouldn't be doing that. Think of somewhere else. Don't carry stuff that you don't need.
Right.
Simple, common sense stuff that really we should be following on a regular basis.
Well, you make it sound so easy, and use lots of great information today. We're going to talk about counterfeit checks and money coming up. We're also going to talk about these internet scams, but right now we'll head over to Malcolm.
Thank you, Jenny. And I'm joined right now by Flavia Robles, who is the Executive Director of Crime Stoppers Edmonton. And Flavia, we were hearing Bob from the Edmonton Police Service discuss a variety of the scams and types of fraud that exist in the country generally. What about Crime Stoppers? What are the kinds of scams, fraud that you're seeing there?
We've seen everything from the mail theft frauds, from going through the garbage cans, and actually, looking through receipts and piecing them together. A shredder is often not enough.
Really?
You use a cross shredder is what you want.
You need a cross shredder.
A cross shredder. That way it'll make it that much harder. You'd be surprised how many people will spend that extra time when they're wanting their, quick funds for other types of criminal activity, drugs, and that sort of thing. And against seniors, again, a population that we always say, just be wary, be mindful. Yeah. Those coming to the door, the handyman wanting to we're doing a furnace check and we'll give you a free cleaning today, when you haven't made those appointments and that sort of thing. So again, be wary, be cautious.
And how does Crime Stoppers build awareness in addition to obviously running reenactments on television?
What we do is we do educational safety tips and segments. We ask everyone, visit our website. We put all kinds of information on there. Our quarterly news magazine features information on keeping yourself safe, your home safe, your vehicle, and as well, just again, tips on being aware, get to know your neighbors, get to know what's happening around your community, and
that'll all keep you a lot
Absolutely.
safer. All right. Well, we're going to find out more about Crime Stoppers as well. We're going to find out through some actual reenactments we're going to see, and we're going to speak with a representative of Service Alberta who will tell you about government programs to avoid fraud. Stay with us on Help TV. Oh, yes. It fell on the floor, actually, so I picked it up.
Thanks.
So let's now you'll be on this side.
I'll be on.
And I'll take your kit from you for now, and I'll just arrange the kit right here.